How do we install the software and what comes after that? We have a few.
Yeah, so now we have downloaded the software. When the downloaded installer is on your computer, you will be able to find it. Now we actually downloaded one, and it's in the the download folder in our computer. So this is how it looks like. You will be able to select that installer. It's a file on your computer. You just double click on it. There is one thing that usually appears before this screen appears, and there is kind of a confirmation whether you allow that installer to run, which is not on the screen now. It's usually a black screen with a yes/no button. You should accept it, and then you will be able to select the language of your software. Again, ARCHLine is shipped with the international installer. That means all languages are packed inside one installer, and then you can later you can switch the language, which we will show you later, and then also you can decide what language you would like to go with when you install the software. After that, of course, you can set up the installation location. Now, this I wouldn't really recommend to change. However, you can, but this is always the best to be at the base location, which is what you can see on screen now. It's in the program files. There will be a summary then, which just summarizes what will happen, and when you hit install, the installer starts. It can take up to 5, 10, 15 minutes depending on your computer speed and your hard drive speed. And then when the installer is finished, then you will see this dialog appearing when you can say that, okay, run ARCHLine. And after that, what happens, that's what we call licensing. Because when you install the software, and let's start with the easiest scenario. This is the first time when you installed ARCHLine on your computer, so you just went through the process and you start ARCHLine. When you start ARCHLine,
what happens if you do? What happens if you haven't purchased anything yet? You just start.
That's when the trial comes. That's what you will see first. If you didn't register your license number, even if you have already obtained it and you have it in an email or on your account, the software will just simply load and give you this offer. You can either go with a non-profit license, you can go with a trial. This is where we will start now, and you can go with your already purchased license. We will cover all these three. Now we
Which
cover.
one do we go first?
Now we will cover the button at the bottom, which is telling me to test the trial version. So now we click on the trial, and then the software just loads up. Now we obviously already have a few files here, but perhaps when you started this field, we'll have only a few sample projects. So you just click on any of those, or you click on Create New, and then right after the software started, you will see a dialog coming up with the days that is allowed for run this trial version. One important thing for the trial version: this day count starts from the date when you install the software. So that 30 days that you saw on screen, if you installed the software, this 2019 version on this computer first today, then from today the 30 days count starts. And when it's over, the software will go into a so-called limited mode. If you don't do any of those, which we will cover now, the software will, after the 30 days, without activation or registration, it will just turn into limited mode, which is not for work. It won't allow you to save, it won't allow you to do anything. You can actually draw walls or something like that, but that's a limited mode. So there will be a message window coming up to tell you this if you face up with that situation. But as you can see, each and every day when you start the trial, it will just tell you that, okay, you still have 20 days to test the trial. Now, should you go with any sort of the other options? Let's go with the non-profit version. A non-profit version is for those who either would like to use it as a home enthusiast, or perhaps students. And so for the ones who are not willing to work with a commercial license because they are not making anything for profit. So in that case, we just go with the highlighted button to get the non-profit version. The software will automatically load this dialog up, and then it will also on another screen or perhaps behind ARCHLine. So you should look at your taskbar. You should see a web page coming up. This web page will look like this. This web page will make you able to log in, or if you didn't do so yet, then you can just create your login now. You can log in and then you can follow the steps to get the non-profit license, and then you will be able to use the software for the license time granted by the non-profit.
And how many days is that? 60 days.
I believe it's 60 days. Yeah, but it's always written on the homepage. It's currently 60 days.
So actually, the non-profit can be used as an extended trial. If you want to take the software for a longer test drive, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, you can do that. You can say that, okay, I'm testing the software for 30 days, and when I like it, I go with the
Yes.
additional 60 days.
One very important thing to point out, though, the trial version and the non-profit has no difference in features compared to the full professional commercial license. So it has all the same functions, all the CAD functions, saving enabled, printing enabled. So it does the same thing. Only difference is a timestamp, which, as you said, is being counted from the installation.
Yeah, and one another thing regarding this, which is connecting to what you said, the file format is also not kind of, so whenever you decide to test the software, and should you already test it with a running real project of yours, and then you purchase the license, you won't need any sort of conversion of the file or something. That's the same file, just as you would do with a doc file or something like that.
That's right. And now let's talk about the third option, when you either are buying a license right now or you already have one purchased. And before we do, let's just go back to the website. There's a very important piece of resource over here. So you are coming from all around all around the world. So there are countries you are from where we already have resellers in place. So in our website, we have all the resellers listed, which is one thing is that this is where you can buy the software from, but these are the people, these are the companies which will support you as well in your work.
And this you can find here in the main menu of the website, contact, and there are the partners. So should you look for anyone selling ARCHLine near to your business, then just head over to this website.
Now, so provided that you have a license code, then let's see how we can activate that.
Yeah, okay. So activation.
I assume we start with the same dialogue, right?
Okay, so first things first, there are two different things. One is the registration, when you provide the serial number, that's your license, and there is the activation, which is extending the license, which is registered for the grace period that you are granted to use the ARCHLine for. So if you purchased ARCHLine, and you just register ARCHLine, you will be able to run it for a while, but to be able to use it for its full grace period, for its full period that you bought it, then you just need to activate it. First, let's look at the how to provide the serial number. In that case, when ARCHLine starts, you will see this. Sorry, let's just head over back to the first. I just wanted to say that there is an option here, right here at the right corner, where if you click there, you can already provide your license number. But if you didn't do that, you just go with any of the other options.
Then the program opens up as trial.
Then it opens up as trial, or you had a non-profit license. Then it opens up as a non-profit license, and it will tell you how long you still have to use it. Then you can actually go to the what's that?
About the help panel.
The help panel, yeah, right up corner. That's a big question mark over there.
Yes.
So you just click there, and the bottom three options are the most important for us now. That's the registration, activation, which comes later, and the about. When you click on about, then you will see this dialog coming up, which is telling information about installation, your license number that's blurred out actually, and then about the activation and so on and so on, and how long you can use the software. This is where you can also register your license. So if you go to your profile, to your account, and you see that license number that you purchased from us, then you can copy that and paste it to the one. It appears at the bottom. It's called change version. So because you have either a trial version or you have a non-profit license, so you can change that to a commercial version, and then this dialog comes up, and this is where you can paste your license number into. Take care, if you copy paste any other characters, it won't work.
It should be 16 digits. And it should be all numbers.
Yeah, it's all numbers. And if should you not being able to push the OK button on the screen, you will see that something is wrong with the code. It's not long enough or not containing the proper characters. If you can see OK, then you are fine with the code.
What happens after that?
After this, let's talk about an alternative to this, because this is one way. I think one of the easiest way to register, but if you forget that there is this about dialog solution, there is the other one. You can still open up the help menu, and there is the registration. That's rather logical. You just click there, and then you see the same. Okay, so you just paste it here, and again, okay, so you just go with that. After registration, again, the software will tell you in the about dialog how long you can run the software, your license, without activating it. Actually, activation is a technical process. You will receive another code from us, and then you can provide that. So activating the license means you will be able to, again, to go to the help menu, and there is this activate product option, and this brings up this dialog. There again, there is your serial code. There is a kind of a computer code, which is for a computer. We will talk about this because there are two different licensing ways. One is the most popular, the software, and another one is the hard lock.
That's right.
And then here again, you will get an activation code either into your profile or in an email from us or your reseller, your partner, and then you can paste it here and then just hit OK or activate, and then you can go. Activation is usually online. Sorry, just one thing.
Carry on.
Activation is by default online, so you need an online connection so that ARCHLine can communicate with the server and get the proper information. But there is always an offline mode, so should you have a computer not connected to the internet or broken connection, then you won't be alone. We can provide another way to register the software.
One thing that we have to talk about again is the change version, because that's the one that you also use when you change from non-profit to commercial license.
Yes.
In the same tab. That's where you can switch the license type.